All right. So, right here, right now, I will be talking about my life up to this point, and that's the plan. I only have 15 minutes, I'm pretty sure, on this recording. With the editing software that I have on my phone, it makes things a bit tricky, but whatever. So I guess I'll just start from the beginning, like most things do. Um, the first few, I was born inside of a, this isn't actually where I was born, but basically, my parents kind of raised all their children in this super mega church. It's not really exactly like that, but it's a church or whatever, right? And you know, at this state, I mainly found it really boring. It's me, 0 through I don't know, 10. Yeah, let's go with that. I mainly just found it as a boring thing you do every Sunday. You learn some morals, I guess. That's what I mainly learned when I was young, going through that. But it's whatever now. Get to that later if I get to it. And so after that, think, man. Oh, school. So my school life early on was, I don't know how I would really describe it. So I started school early. Yeah, I started school early. And, I had one friend at the beginning. And eventually, after the first year of kindergarten, I mean, not, it was the last year of kindergarten, I got this dude as a friend or whatever. And then I made him from scratch, piece by piece. And then in first grade, I had no friends. I couldn't really read or write or spell. I was like maybe 4 or 5. And, you know, I was made fun of since, I was basically like a walking baby up in there. But, those times I cried a lot because I failed constantly at everything I did. And, a lot of people wanted to hold me back, but my mom wouldn't let me for some reason get held back. And, I guess it's kind of cool now because, graduation year 2020, 2020 school, or whatever. But, back then, it never really mattered to me. The only thing that really mattered to me was staying happy. I used to want to be an astronaut, and now I just see all the list of things you would have to go through, and I don't think I have the dedication for that. And, I feel as if dreams wither away as we age sometimes, but what you gonna do? It's life. And anyways, so second grade. In second grade, I made a friend. His name was James or whatever, and we were super close. And then right after the second grade, he got moved. He switched schools. I was gonna say something else. And in third grade, I made another friend named Marcus. He's kind of influential. He's a lot of influential to me. And then in fourth grade, I'm skipping a lot of tiny stories. All the times when I would just pee in my pants because it was like snow pants and I didn't care at all because what's gonna happen? I didn't care. Kind of like how I don't care right now. If anybody's gonna watch this, well, I will care. But it's whatever. So, In fourth grade, I had a class with that Christopher guy again. Man, that year was like, it was a dream, dude. It was a dream. And in fifth grade, you know, it was me and Marcus again. And I guess I'll talk about what happened between me and James. Uh, Basically, I went over to his house a couple times, slept over and whatnot, and I realized that like he ruled the house, not his like guardian or whatever you want to call it. He ruled the house. He was the king of the house. He was that spoiled. Now, I was spoiled growing up, and I compared myself to how spoiled I was to him, and I thought I got nothing compared to him. And I used to have like that image in my mind for the past 3,000 bajillion booty hole years or whatever. Should have said eons. I think that'd be more funny. Anyways, I used to feel bad about myself because he ruled everything. And I felt as if, the only thing I could rule is myself. It's a massive power gap when you see somebody who can only control themselves and then somebody that like rules like a whole household or whatever. It's a massive power gap. Well, it isn't really massive, but I guess you understand. And from James back to school in sixth grade, that grade was the pinnacle of it was the best school year out of all of them. I had all my friends in that class, and it was lovely. That year, it was either that year or the year before that. That Marcus dude I was telling you about, he told me about this one game that came out. It was called Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare. And he told me to get it. Man, was that the stuff, dude. Back up on the 360. Man, good times. And then I had like Battle Block Theater, Castle Crashers, the whole wazoo. And, those are all really fun, good times. I used to sing that one Banana Phone song so loud. I was in the basement, right? That like upstairs, my mom would have to tell me to shut up because I'm yelling, Anyways, you remember that old Terraria duplication glitch? Good old times, right? Anyways, I digress. So sixth grade ended, and in sixth grade I was the person who gathered everybody in the group. If I wasn't there, then it felt like if I wasn't there, the whole group would just like fart, just die. I guess I felt like that, but I didn't know what would happen if I left. I still don't know. I never knew what happened after I left because they never talked to me again after that. I guess it shows what kind of person I was, maybe. But I had fun. But then seventh grade hit. And, that's when I started to really think about who I am and what I do, and the previous year in sixth grade, it was either sixth or fifth grade, I really got drenched in pornography, and I would excessively watch it, and I kind of do still to this day. I guess that's the thing that's gonna follow me for the rest of eternity, maybe eternity. Anyways, so I think, man, So I tried to make friends at this new school. And I moved, by the way. I forgot to add that. Move. And I moved. So then I'm going to this new school. And that same Christmas, I got a PS4. And of course, I made my name treeko291. Anyways, I went to this new school and I never made friends there. The only reason why I had anything close to friends was because this one time at recess, I kept on yelling that I would kill myself, and nobody heard me like ever. And I cried, I remember. And then these two, I would say, they looked like the typical nerd types, glasses and whatnot. They they made sure I didn't go loony, you know. Although you know, at times they didn't seem like they really heard me or cared about what I'd say. And they would constantly, bash me sometimes. Well, not really constantly, but they would bash me, tell me what's wrong with me and whatnot. And I felt like they were just bashing me, making me feel bad. But I see that they really cared. They wanted me to have, a better life going forward. And, you know, they were good pals, But, yeah, I never really made friends at that school. And, you know, besides that at home, eventually, sometimes between 7th grade, I dropped the church. I don't exactly know why. But, what's it called? On the game, on the PS4, I hanged out with this one dude named Ben or whatever. Man, it was Ben, this crazy dude, this one Mexican guy, and Scorp or whatever. Man, those dudes, we had some fun times. It was nice. And then we all split up one day. I don't know why. You know, there's this one time I had my messages turned off, and because, I was spoiled and I didn't really know anything about anything, I just went loony. I thought that I did something wrong and nobody wanted to talk to me anymore. And man, that was one dark time. Just because I didn't know anything. Being spoiled, it's nice having everything handed to you. But at the same time, it leaves you so blind and so ignorant to how to do anything. Well, I'm drawing off of my experience, that it's really damaging to a person, and I'm getting close to the time mark, aren't I? Ooh, scary. Anyways, so what was I gonna say? School, yeah. So 8th grade, basically more of the same. I forgot a big detail, most of the time during school, I did not care about my hygiene at all, you know. Um, I think I'm gonna leave this out now, and I'm gonna make a new one, and I'm gonna do this. All right, I got this. Come on, press the stop recording button. Come on. All right. After another 5 minutes of my life gone, I got a new track here, and I'm gonna keep going. But whatever, So I was talking about middle school and hygiene, right? So basically every single day, I didn't care about hygiene. Like I said, I think I said. And, my bed was like layered with so many, you know, I smelled so bad that, like, I didn't just stank up the whole house, right? I stuck up like the whole school. Because I would, like, there was a point in 8th grade where I actually, like, freshened up myself basically every single day. And I could smell how bad it was because it was still lingering around. That's how strong it was. In the school, at home, everywhere. And, you know, uh, I guess I don't want to get into the nitty gritty when it comes to that because I don't want to feel embarrassed, ashamed myself right now. But it was bad, you know, pretty low barrel type of stuff. And then nearing the end of the 8th grade, what's it called? That Ben guy, the nice group and everything, they all vanished into the wind basically. No explanation, no nothing. I get, don't say that. But they always vanished into the wind, and I never know why. Never know why. And, I don't know if I should blame myself or other things. I probably should blame other things and not mostly myself, because I know there's probably more than me. It's typically more than me. It's pretty good to think that you're part of the problem always, but to think that you're the only problem, it's kind of damaging yourself and centering everything around yourself. But anyways, as I was saying, 9th grade. 9th grade was, it was an interesting year. I would say that, I know that's a very broad and, term, but I don't really know how to describe it. I had no friends, but I was content and happy with that. I had, like, a small minuscule crush that I didn't really act upon because I didn't find it, important at all. In my life, I didn't find it important. And, part of me wishes that I stayed like that. That I didn't get lazy and I just sticked with it. But it's too late now. So in 10th grade, that's probably when Garden Warfare 2 came out. And near the end of 10th grade, that's when I started my YouTube channel. But that's a different thing. Right now, we'll go back to 10th grade. 10th grade, basically, it was the same thing until I hit the middle of it. When this one dude named Moral, yeah, let's call him that, Moral, he joined the school. And by that point, I gone, like, 2 years, 1.5 school years or whatever. Nobody to talk to, no friends, no nothing. I'm missing a key thing. Church, right? So in 9th grade, I decided to pick up the church nonsense again, and I decided to go hardcore on this nonsense, And, as I was saying, pornography has always been a addiction, basically, for me. And, this church thing, it was all against that. So every single time, it was basically every single night, I had to go and confess my sins. Basically tell the pastor, man, I was masturbating. And then I was forgiven by the Heavenly Father that nobody could see. And I shouldn't get into this. why I don't really like the church anymore. Like, go deep into it. Trying to be vague here, aren't I? It's been 5 minutes already. Dang. Anyway, so um, you let time flies by when you're having fun, you know. Anyways, I went hardcore on this church thing, and there's a lot of things. I'll go over all the fishy stuff right now. Um, Basically, you can't really have any friends outside the church, and the church had a very big us against the world mentality, or them, might be hinting at something. And it was very much against doing anything, including the outside world, basically. It was centering yourself around the Bible and whatnot. And, it was really weird in that you, like, some dude could have his whole life holy, pure, no sin at all. And then, like, let's say he stubs his toe and he says, "Oh, fuck." And then, like, he dies off of that stubbed toe. He's going straight to hell. And, anyways, so, um, yeah, that's kind of stupid in my opinion. But, anyways, like, it just all seems so dumb to me, all this stuff with going inside your mind. It all depends on your mind. You gotta do this stuff, this language that nobody knows. Totally not like you're making it up. Oh, it's like there comes a point when, like, where like, there's this thing called the self-fulfilling prophecy, where you, like, believe something so hard where it becomes true, you know? So it's like, you know, what can you really believe? That's what, I guess that's really what drove me out of it. But, anyways, back on track. 10th grade, I made a friend with this moral guy, and, let's just say, it was refreshing. It was odd, and, something I really haven't experienced in a long time, a genuine connection and friendship with somebody. I feel like it's so rare for me that that right when I get the chance for it, I'm like, just all over it. And nowadays I kind of just feel like, friendship is kind of like a huge scam, you know, because all of my experience with it always follows the same pattern. In every single one of my major relationships, including friendship, it always led to me becoming friends with somebody, and then I know I do something stupid and I act really dumb, and then I, get too connected and whatnot, and then when the person leaves, they tell me nothing. They leave me with nothing. I give too much and I try too hard, and then I they take everything, basically, it feels, and I'm left with nothing. But on to 11th grade. 11th grade, 11th grade. Oh, my bond with this moral guy got deeper. And that's around it, Nothing really difficult happened in 11th grade. And then in 12th grade, this most recent one, I started to realize that my bond with moral was breaking and snapping. And I saw new connections that I could get, and I kind of achieved those ways. But ultimately, they all ended the same. I put too much in, and then I end up with nothing. And then, like, at the end, what was the point? You know, a big part of me always asks when I ever think about anybody, and I go, man, I wonder if I can make a stable connection with this man. You know, it always goes back to, what's the point? They're just gonna leave you, and you're gonna end up with nothing again. So what's the point? I guess that's something I'm gonna eternally battle until somebody can break that chain of the recurring events. And nowadays I kind of push people away. I try to, so then I don't get too emotionally invested, and then they don't get too emotionally invested. So then there's no feeling of loss. It's just feeling like this other person's bad, so I should just be away from him. And I'm just like, ooh-wee, good thing I didn't connect there. I really don't want that, because it's totally not like I fear that nowadays. But anyways, 12th grade. 2020. I guess that's the new point I'm going to. I'm running out of time. I'm freaking out. Anyways, it's not 14, so let's keep going. 2020. I got a job at this Little Caesars place, and first it was all right. I was growing and learning myself with myself, and I really appreciate everybody that I worked with. I still work there, but at the beginning I was so afraid of everything, and now I just feel like it's just an extension of me, like it's just my home, because I work there full time now. And when you get full-time hours, you kind of, it's like my boss said, you lose track of time. And nowadays I just keep working and working. I used to care so much about improving myself, and now I just feel as if I'm a lone man in a desert, all alone. But with this whole coronavirus thing, I guess that's kind of how a lot of people feel, like they're all alone, just trapped. I guess I'm just gonna run this thing until it's done. But I feel as if this life of mine has been pretty fun so far. For a while I wanted to do this, for the past week or so. Do this whole life review, get everything off my chest. And I'm glad that I can do this, and I want to share it out to YouTube, but I don't know if it's going to make it, my motivation and drive is pretty low overall. I never, with mental illness, I have ADHD, and my mom frequently tells me about this time where this dude, so basically one time in 7th grade, because I had no friends, I just straight up left school because I was just that sad. And apparently some dude was like, autism. And now my mom goes, Matthew, you're autistic. The doctor made you autistic. And she mentions that sometimes, and it gets me real angry. But who knows if I really am. I never been diagnosed with depression, but who knows? Who really knows with this world, It's so random, and it's hard to predict anything, and it feels pointless at times, but I'm glad that I have myself. That's all I got. That's all we all have. This is treeko291, and the time is now over. Have a good life. See ya when I see ya.